Good afternoon and welcome back to Dr. Logic Awkwardly Does Logic. And in this video gives you a couple more proof conventions that we can use to simplify our proofs. Now that we've got substitution of equivalences, quite often we will have things that are equivalent with each other that we want to just substitute one for the other. Strictly speaking, what we would need to do is have our theorem, write down the equivalence, this biconditional, do the substitution, etc., etc., etc. However, a lot of these substitutions or equivalences are things that we already know from propositional logic under other names. For instance, that P is equivalent to not P, double negation, the various forms of De Morgan's laws, contraposition. So what we are often going to do is just assume that we know what things are propositionally equivalent to each other, and then also remember modal interchange because that one gets used a lot. And then rather than writing down the equivalence and performing the substitution, we will just perform the substitution, assuming that you know what equivalence we're using. Actually, more than just assuming, instead of just writing substitution of equivalences, we can write what the equivalence is that's being used. So this could be modal interchange, or it could be double negation, or De Morgan's. And so if you find a line in a proof that just says double negation, citing some previous line, you know what this means is that, a substitution of equivalences has occurred, and you should be able to see which one it is. The reason we introduce this sort of convention is the same one that the same motivation for why we don't always write down a tautology and then take a substitution instance, or write down an axiom and take a substitution instance. Instead, we just do the substitution directly. And this is because, weirdly enough, sometimes making all of the steps explicit in a proof means that you end up with a proof that is harder to follow. We are so used to doing the propositional reasoning, and we've got, or we should have, all of these propositional tautologies in our head, that having to stop and it's like, don't forget, P is equivalent to not P. You're like, yeah, I didn't need that reminder right now. I just want to get on with my proof. And that is what this convention is. It allows you to just get on with your proof. And getting on with proofs is what we're going to be doing next. Because now that we've got substitution of equivalences, this is going to make doing things in K a whole lot easier and more fun. So join me next time and we will start proving K4, K5, K6, K7. How many theorems of K can we prove? You'll have to join me next time to find out. Take care and see you later. Cheers.